Math is a wonderful thing. Math is a really cool thing. So get off your ass, let's do some math. Math, 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 math.
I have eyes in the back of my head. Yakko?
Yes, Miss Flamingo?
I want you to multiply 47 times 83.
The limit does not exist.
Sum of the square roots of any two sides of an isosceles triangle is equal to the square root of the remaining side.
Plus we arrive at our answer of 1 and 7/8.
Oh, hi there! I was just finishing up this pie. Man, I was as hungry as a horse. That's a funny saying, isn't it? As hungry as a horse? What's probably more appropriate to say is I was as hungry as a shrew. Did you know shrews have to eat their entire body weight every day? Can you imagine eating your entire body weight in pizza every day? That's a lot of pizza. And there are other phrases like this too. For instance, I have eyes like a hawk, or he runs like a tiger. Can you think of some other phrases like this you have heard? These are all comparisons. A comparison is the considering of two things with regard to some characteristic that is common to both. So when I say, I have eyes like a hawk, I am noticing the similarity between how a hawk can see a long ways away and I can see the kids in the back of the classroom who are passing notes. So, why do we make these comparisons? Let's take a closer look. Today's lesson is Hop Like a Frog. With the help of your guardians, we're going to learn how far we could hop if we were all frogs. So get out your movie guide homework and let's get started. By the end of this lesson, you should be able to develop the process of measuring, collect, organize, and describe data, verify and interpret results, and acquire confidence in using mathematics meaningfully. A comparison, as we call it in math, is called a ratio. You're going to hear that word come up a lot in the next couple years. Ratios help us to better understand relationships between numbers. No, not relationships. Relationships, as in comparisons between different things, like my eyes and a hawk eyes. Let's look at another example. Have you ever seen an ant carrying a leaf across the pavement? An ant can carry 50 times its own body weight. 50 times! How much do you think humans could lift if they were that strong? Write down an estimate in your movie guide homework. If humans were as strong as ants, we could lift 50 times our own body weight. So to figure out how much we could lift, we would need to multiply our weight by 50. Wow, I could almost lift a small car. Have you ever seen an ant lifting a car? Of course not. So why could humans lift a car, but not ants? Write down what you think in your movie guide homework. Think about what we're comparing in this instance. When we compare, we look at two different things. In this case, we're comparing an ant to a human. Which characteristics of these things are we comparing? So what we're comparing here is the weight of the animal and how much the animal can lift. So if an ant weighs a small amount, they can lift less than a human who weighs a large amount. We're comparing their ratios. So we can see that there's a relationship between the size of the animal and how much he can lift. So now, let's figure out how far we could jump if we were frogs. How far do you think you could jump if you were a frog? Make an estimate in your movie guide. Have a friend or family member use a tape measure to measure your height in inches and record it on your movie guide. A frog can hop 20 times its length, so a 1-inch frog could hop 20 inches. Using this information and your height, Calculate how far you could hop if you were a frog. How much is this in feet? How much is this in miles? And finally, how much is this in meters? Now, for your homework, go on the internet and look up an interesting animal statistic. For instance, how much can a snake swallow? How long is a crane's neck? Or how fast can a spider travel? Use one of my examples or look up something about your favorite animal. Come to class ready to share your statistic. See you then!